Okay, we're back. We're back at it. We got a part in. I know, right? What could actually be in here that's any good? It's packing slip. Blah blah blah. It's some billet keys. Now, in this particular instance, I went with a different supplier. Seemed to be just as good. They probably get them from the same place. They were cheaper, but they do not come with new springs. This right here, the spring. They do not come with new springs. Now, the thing that I like about the new springs when you get them is that they're hooked at both ends, and I like that. This is one of those things to where hopefully saving $8 a set doesn't come back to bite me. But we've been down this road before, and we've been bitten. So let's just hope it works out. Anyway, we got to do our cluster support. Let's get that done, and then we can Mountain Dew. We got Mountain Dew to help us out. Then we can get the keys done. Sorry, it's been a long day at work. It's all right. What we really need is some theme music. Now, this has gotten us in trouble before because the project hadn't turned out that well. But you know what? That's how we're going to roll. So hit it. There, we did it, see? We've also got the fan on, so you'll have to bear with me on that. It's hot, sorry. I'll tell you something else you're gonna have to bear with, and that's the way this shop looks. 1, 2, 4. We'll do a little test fit here. You guys will have seen this. Kentucky Chris. Put Kentucky Chris on here. See how it fits. Hold on 1 second, man. Just gonna snug it, check it, see how it feels. You may remember from the last video, transmission-wise, that this thing had a little play in it. Got no play now. Ooh, it's a little tight. It's a little tight. Okay, so we're gonna need a different shim. Okay, peeps, we have us a winner. It feels good. play. It's nice and smooth. The original shim that was in here was a 125. We went down to a 119 that we had laying around. The 125 was dead tight with the clutcher support. We went to a 119. It turned better, but it had a drag spot in it a little bit. So we went with some of our shims, and we got it down to this is a 113 or 114, and everything feels yummy, yummy. So we'll pop these back out, put a little thread locker on it, and we'll have this part of it done, and we can do our keys and kind of put this thing back together in theory. Okay, we've got it taken apart. Normally we don't mark our synchro, but we did mark it this time. You can mark it with the see, there's a mark already on the slider. So I showed you these before. Whoops, crap. They're hollow, stamped, garbage, solid. So the one thing I was saying about with the springs is that the heavy duty springs are at both ends are hooked like this. So what they do is they hook it inside, and then the other one, it just sits around and rides under it. When you've got these billets, you can't hook it inside. You actually have to hook it on the outside, and then this is just kind of free floating. You also want to do the springs where they're going reverse of each other on each side. Like on this side it would be like this, on this side it's going like that. So anyway, I can't exactly put this together while I'm filming it, so I just wanted to show you real quick and make this video even worse. Make it as bad as we can possibly make it, as substandard as it can be. So let me put this together real quick. Like I say, that probably take me 10 minutes. Okay, as you can see, we've got our springs in. So now we just have to put it, slider back together, and that can be a little tricky sometimes because you got to kind of push the keys down and get it all to fit. And it usually, at least for me, doesn't go together on the first try. One other thing is when you're putting it together, the flat-faced end goes toward the gear and the synchro, and the extended end goes outward. The beveled end of the slider, see how the slider's beveled? Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. That's beveled right there. That goes toward the front of the transmission. So the flat sides go to the back, the bevel and the snouted part go to the front. I leave all this stuff out, but it's in Buy the Bob Hanlon DVD. Best 20 bucks you ever spent. All right, and through the power of movie magic, we have got it put together. So, like I say, I should have got the kit with the springs. I didn't. So don't be me. Spend the extra little bit of money. It's kind of worth it. At least in my opinion, it's worth it. So I can't remember who I got these from. Let me look. I got these keys from eBay seller. Small Part Kits 2012. The keys were $15 a piece, free shipping. I mean, not a piece, a set of 3. $15 for a set of 3. I bought 2 sets. They're normally with springs from Anaheim Gear. They're about $26, I think, with springs. So, wow, that's 11 bucks for springs, free shipping. But you make your own decision. I kind of like getting the springs with the dual clips. We'll see how it works out. And, you know, always save your old ones. Never know. I mean, you might need them for something. So, all right. Now, put our synchronizer back where we marked it. Okay, we are ready to put that back on our main shaft. Put a little lube on it. Okay, now we're going to go over and we're going to press it back on the main shaft, and I won't show you that. You've seen me use the press a bunch of times, and you've seen me use it improperly a bunch of times, so let's just save myself the embarrassment of doing that. And hold on. Oh my goodness, the drink of life. Hold on, I think I'm growing like a tree. This is what Teresa has to deal with on a daily basis. Pretty scary, huh? Idiocy in its highest form. Fully evolved. Okay, I'm gonna press that on. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, we got it pressed on. Now, we're gonna put our Pt.2. Our snap ring on, that's on. Okay. Now we want to do our bearing. Let me get by here, I'll edit this out. Yeah. Alright. Now a little lube on that. Press that little jewel on. There we go. That's good. There you have it. Whoa. We got it all pieced together. Sorry, excuse me, coming through. Alright, now that we got the main shaft and everything, we put the input in, we put the bearing retainer on, and now we're going to put our, just to hold everything together, we're going to put our 5th gear in, or at least a Pt.2. This can always be a little tricky, especially doing it one-handed. Whoops, come on, stay on there. Okay, man, that took us a minute, or 3, or 4. Ah, there we go. Now at least 5th gear won't blow into 1,000 pieces. Smooth this over here. There we go. This video is going to be 30 minutes long, and this is why I edit a lot of crap out, because it sucks. Alright, there we go. Now basically we just need to clean things up a little bit, and then we'll put our tail shaft on, and We'll be ready to go. I know, right? How good is that? Okay, we've got our top cover on. Now it's time to do the shifting block and the tail shaft. When you're putting the top cover on, you want to make sure that the rail, the dowel hole is straight. So, because you have to drop it in and move it over, so you need to make sure it's in neutral, make sure it's straight, so you don't get here and the thing's locked up. It's aggravating. I've done it before. That's how I know. So, anyway, now a little trick here is to place the ball in the block right here without putting the tail shaft all the way on. You see how we got that? And you just kind of work it in there. In theory. There we go. There we go. And there we go. And we, there. Now, also, another side note here before we get all in this other stuff is that the top two bolts are wet. So you want to put some RTV. What I mean by wet, they actually extend into the case of the transmission inside of it, internally. So they're going to have some fluid coming through them, and they can potentially weep. So you want to put a little RTV on them. The other ones are dry, so you're fine there. Screw that down real quick. So I'm a winner. All right, now what we got to do is put the rest of the bolts in, and we'll be golden, man. Get in there. You put RTV on this, but I mean, you can put what's jigger. Oh my God. Teflon's hate. Wow. It's been a long day. This is not. This is the proper tool. 7/8. Okay. Now let me finish putting these bolts in, and then we'll be ready to shim up our input. We're good to go. We also RTV the tail shaft, just in case anybody was wondering. All right, we've got our tail shaft. We've got our tail shaft mounted, our shifter blocks in, and we're going to set our in play. We've taken the oops, putting that in the wrong spot. We've taken the shim out and looked at it. It was a 28. We don't have anything bigger than that. And in all honesty, we're not supposed to double down on shims on the front. At least that's the recommendation. Shims in the back on the cluster, doubling down. Nobody seems to get upset about that. Wow, we got it. Wow, first guess or first attempt. It's pretty close. Let's equals out to about 35 thou. All right, well, that seems okay. I don't know, let me check my shims, and we might add a little bit more. Then we'll just bolt a shifter on it real quick so we can click it, see how everything's working. So, okay guys, I think we've got us a winner here. It's pretty tight. We're just gonna leave it like that. And first, second, third, fourth, got overdrive, we got reverse. Whop, 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 whop. First, second, third, fourth. Alright. I think we got us a winner chicken dinner. So I know this video is long and boring, just like the other one, just like all of them, honestly, except maybe the racing ones where there's a little action. But we're going to pull the bearing retainer back off. We're going to RTV it. We're going to stick it back on. I don't ever, like these, I don't torque them to spec. I give them, yep. One thing is that you want to make sure that you put the small slot on the bearing retainer. Small slot top, big slot bottom. A lot of times, in case you get confused, you can still see the RTV indentation where it's been in. So I guess that's probably going to wrap this video up. This may or may not be a do. So, I didn't say that right, did I? French. Anyway, we'll see you guys in a little bit, one way or the other. So let's get after it. All right, guys. Well, I've done some editing on this video, and it's kind of long, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And this may be the last like T5 video that we actually do where we're in one, because we've done it a few times now, and you guys just seeing the same thing over and over. It's just, or not, who knows. Anyway, we'll one of our next videos we'll put the transmission in, and we'll be driving it, and we'll be doing all the blah 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 yada yada stuff. So anyway, thanks for subscribing, thanks for commenting, thanks for watching, and until next time on the Substandard Leader and Fox Body videos, Lover of Four Eyes and Vans, we'll see you guys later.